Alright, cut the goddamn fucking music. This is King Butcher. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the boxing debate arena, the post-fight show for the Ortiz Wilder rematch. It should be Wilder Ortiz, but to be honest, this fight wasn't exciting at all. It was garbage. Complete fucking garbage, let's be honest. $75 for this shit. Alright? We have Stu already in here. Stu, welcome, and thank you for yesterday, man, for holding the show. You did a great job, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. I don't mind doing it. I was sitting at home, you know.
Yeah, well, great job,
I always
man.
enjoy it. I appreciate how you guys hold the show together. You know, you make it look easy, and it's certainly not easy, especially when you're left on your own for a while.
Yeah, trust me, I can't do it by myself. I need people here. Let's give a shout out to everybody. Box88, Saint Brit, L Dog, The Hand History Vault, who has Box88, Uncle Burnt Apostrophe, Triple JJJ, GB Boxing, Azzy. Guys, welcome to the show. The phone lines are open, so you can call in. The phone is on your screen. Please call, because I really want to hear what you guys have to say. You know, some people are going apeshit on Twitter, talking about how Wilder is this great fighter. Like, he already knocked out Ortiz a year earlier. I don't know why you guys are surprised this happened. Seriously, what were you surprised about? Him getting outboxed again? Anyways, he will be facing Tyson Fury, I believe it's February 22nd. So hopefully that fight happens, because you never fucking know in boxing. Alright, Stu, what do you want to say about this fight? I know we talked about it a little bit yesterday, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people were fucking sleeping by that time.
It was a tough one to watch. Let's be real, you know, very tough to watch. And Ortiz did what, you know, was expected from him. He tried his best. He gave it his all. You know, he came to win. And I do feel a bit sorry for the guy, but I said that would happen. All right, I said it'd happen in the fourth round, but I wasn't, you know, to know that Deontay Wilder would come in the ring and throw nothing for 7 rounds. I mean, just nothing.
Yeah.
It was just, I mean, even though the crowd started to boo for a bit, didn't they? You know, 75 quid for that, or $75, sorry. You know,
it's
hard to watch.
I mean, that fight shouldn't be on pay-per-view. But Stu, what do you think about these fans that are like taking this win to the next level, as if this fight proves something that we didn't know about Deontay Wilder?
Nothing. We said before the fight that he's got poor technique, and he's not a very skilled guy. Let's be real. He's very amateur. I don't even know if you can call him amateurs, because if you look at the amateurs, they're actually technically quite sound. This guy just doesn't have that. I mean, that left hook, I said it last night, that's not a hook. It's definitely not a left hook. That is a left swinging clothesline, like I said. You know, but the thing is, technically, you think he'd just polished up a little bit on these things. He's not doing that. You know, he's getting worse. But one punch he does know how to throw, and he seems to get it right. And it's a force of nature. It's that fucking right hand, and when it lands, I mean, Ortiz. He didn't even hit Ortiz on the chin. He hit him on the forehead.
That's what people were saying. Yeah. Oh yeah, he hit him on the forehead. Some people were saying that the punch wasn't even that hard. I don't know. I think it was. But listen.
That was a monster punch. Let me tell you. You saw the force that I hit Ortiz, man. Look at the faces he's pulling afterwards. You know.
Yeah, the sweat flying all over the place, like you said also yesterday. But I wanna just say this. Listen, if Wilder would have outboxed and then stopped Ortiz, I would have given him credit. If he maybe showed me like he has improved somehow, like maybe throw a proper jab to begin, right? But he didn't even do that. It was the same thing. He got outboxed and then managed to light a right hand against an old man. I'm not impressed, man. I'm really not impressed. And some people are already saying that he's one of the best heavyweights of all time. You guys are fucking insane, man. Insane.
Yeah, insane. The thing is, like I said yesterday, Ortiz just can't get out of the way of punches anymore. You know, all right, he was winning the fight for 7 rounds and everyone's getting excited, but it's easy to win a fight when the other guy's throwing nothing back. As soon as Wilder started to let his hands go, look what happened. You know, so I was expecting it to happen a bit before then. I was expecting a 4th round stoppage. But, you know, Wilder just didn't do anything. And it made Luis Ortiz look like he was performing a lot better. But when you break it down, did he perform better? Because he wasn't hurt that bad in the last fight. Or he got dropped a few times, but it was never that hurt. He was really badly hurt. He didn't last as long in this fight either. So losing all that weight, all that, a proper training camp meant nothing at the end of the day. Because if you can't get out of the way of punches, especially when you're in there with Deontay Wilder, you're in serious trouble. And I said he'd get knocked out, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Stu, we all predicted this, right? I mean, that means that this was a mismatch. Nobody had Ortiz winning. I think 2 guys on this show had Ortiz maybe winning the fight. Oh, by the way, go ahead.
I was just going to say, this guy, the fact that he's fought Stavern twice and now Ortiz twice. You'd think he'd want to move on from them guys and, take a step up. But like I said, Wilder's a hard guy to bet against. I don't really like Wilder. I don't think he's as bad as a person as people make out. He's a gobshite, I'll give you that. And he's a bit of a fucking idiot. But I don't mind the guy that, he says some ridiculous stuff and he acts a bit of a fucking idiot. Do you know what I mean? I admit that. But I don't mind the guy that. And I find it hard to bet against him now because I've been betting against him for like 45 of his fights in his career.
45 bombs. 45 bombs.
Every fight I was betting against him, and he just keeps proving me wrong.
Don't do this, too,
man.
Don't do this.
I said, the talent around the heavyweight division, I'm not seeing much that's going to trouble him. To be honest with you, I know he's terrible technically, but who's the only guy that could hold a Wilder shot in that heavyweight division? Usyk's probably the only guy that could probably stay out of the way of it because he's skilled enough. The rest are going to walk onto that. I'm telling you.
God, Tyson Fury can. All right, don't get me started. Hold on.
Fury can, but with Fury, I don't even know what to expect with Fury because, like I said, the guy's in the wrestling ring at the moment.
It was one fight, man. Okay, don't get me started.
But it's just it's a joke, man. He should be in a boxing ring. Get ready. Look at his last fight.
Dude, that fight is in February, man. That fight is in February.
You're right. I hope it is in February because I don't want to see no more warm-ups.
Fighting Hulk Hogan. He was pulling off a Rocky 3, He has some time off. I'll fight Hulk Hogan. Just like Rocky Balboa. Hey, hold on. Let's get Revolution.
Yeah, I don't want to see him doing DDTs. I want to see him punching people in the face.
Yeah. All right, Revolution. Jump in here. We also have a few phone calls, so let's get Revolution in here first. What's up? What were your thoughts on the fight?
Bro, I didn't watch it, man. I already knew what the fuck was going to happen. I watched it this morning. AKA, when I say watched it this morning, I mean the fucking knockout. So, that's it. I am a little bit more bummed out reading the news about Angel Cancio losing his title. That little Cinderella story came to an end. But, yeah, dude, come on. There ain't nothing here to talk about Wilder. It happened pretty much exactly as we all thought. Maybe the only thing that we didn't expect was how poorly Wilder did. I'm hearing he looked like shit and he lost all the rounds.
He didn't seem himself even walking into the ring. He just didn't seem himself. He's been a bit fucking placid all week. He's usually quite aggressive and and I think that he's the sort of guy I think needs to pump himself up. I think that nice guy, it's not helping him in a boxing ring. I think because I don't think he respected Luis Ortiz. He just took his time with that. Maybe he was just trying to, make it go a few rounds for the pay-per-view buyers because I think Wilder at any time could have took Ortiz out the minute he started throwing his hands, but he just didn't do anything. He wasn't, and the shots he was throwing, that left hook that he kept throwing was dreadful to watch. That's a punch that he should have been polishing up on. It's getting worse. If anything, it's got worse.
Sure, guys. And also, wait, real quick too, Stu. Yeah. Hey, Stu, man, good to talk to you. It's been a minute, brother. Hope you're well.
Yeah, I'm feeling better, man. Feeling a little bit better. Sure.
Awesome. Yeah, I wasn't even gonna tune in and talk because I didn't even watch the fight, but I saw you were on, so I said, "Fuck it, chill with my boy Stu for a little while."
All right, guys. We have a phone call 470. You're on the air. 470.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Caught that fight via stream last night. So.
The radio. The radio. You have to say the radio.
Okay. The thing is with the fight last night, I was watching it. We went, round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then round 7, it's like Ortiz just stopped doing what he was doing. And I read in a report, in an interview afterwards, that he said he was completely exhausted in the 7th round. So it's like he just put his head right there on the center line, and Wilder just blasted it off, you know.
Yeah.
In terms of Wilder being, I mean, they're promoting the hell out of Wilder right now, and to give him his credit, you know, the opponents might not be what people want or the best, but he's knocking them out. And to the average kind of casual observer, it's compelling. It's must-see TV. It's exciting, you know. And so I think that's where a lot of the buzz is coming from. I think with Wilder moving forward, there's some opponents that I feel, you know, have the skills to challenge the guy. But Wilder's, I see the guy he's very adept, and he knows exactly who to fight, and he knows what type of fighter, he can blast out. You know what I mean? These guys who just don't have the stamina to stay out of his punches for 12 rounds, guys who don't move, guys with no head movement. So, you know, I'd like to see a White fight, a Joshua fight, Ruiz, you know, Usyk, some of those guys get in there with them, you know, because I feel like those guys have the power to push Wilder back, or to put him in, you know, make him fearful that something's coming his way. Now with the Fury fight upcoming, with what I saw last night skill-wise from Wilder, I think it's another 50-50 fight, because Fury, I think, has the skills to stay away from Wilder and to outbox Wilder for 12 rounds. The question is, like the previous fight, does he have the stamina to do it and stay concentrated for all 3 minutes of all 12 rounds for the fight? So that's you know, Wilder, you got to either be all the way in, or you got to be all the way out. You stay in his range, you catch one of them right hands, is good night.
Yes, Stu kept saying that.
Yeah, but I've been preaching it for so long. I mean, like I said, I'm not even a trainer, and I can fucking see it. And yet, all these trainers getting all the credit for what a mastermind tacticians they are. Get the fuck out! What? Get your guy in the scope and let him stand there until he gets knocked out. Get out of here, man. You need to be taken away. The only weapon that guy's got. It's the only weapon he's got. Like I said, why would you want to stand in a range where he can pull that back and he telegraphs the life out of it? He telegraphs that shot, but these bums are just not good enough to get out of the way. So, but you've got to be getting inside him, and then Wilder's, it's just got no inside game. There's nothing to him, and you got to rough him up. And that's when I feel that his heart and his spirit might go. Because what Fury showed that in moments in that fight where when he put it on Wilder was starting to fall to pieces. So I think that's what you got to do. You can't just let the guy stroll around at a pace, you know, not making him work. So he's strong. He's not a guy. Look at the shape he's in. He's not a guy that's going to blow after 2 or 3 rounds. He can still punch strong in the 12th. We showed that in the Fury fight. So you can't let him just stroll around saving his energy, because when he's got energy and he's still strong and he lands that right hand, you're a fucking sleep. And that's what I'm saying. It's a very hard thing to concentrate for 36 minutes to stay away from that shot. So the best thing you can do, I know you could walk into one going inside. That you got to take risks in boxing. But the best thing you can do is stay in the fucking pocket, make it a sloppy, horrible fight, and rough him up, and hope you get the nod on the cards, or hope you catch him. But that's the way to do it for me. I mean, standing at long distance with that fucking right hand coming towards you is not a good idea.
470. Anything else?
Yeah, just to add on to that, just like what Stu was saying, if you watch his fights, the power doesn't come in the form of an uppercut. It doesn't come in a form of a hook. So if I was advising, you know, even with Tyson Fury, if you feel yourself getting tired, man, just fight an inside fight. 7th, 8th round, just get right up on Wilder and just fight an inside phone booth type of fight. No, don't try to dodge and use your head movements because you're going to get caught. Same thing with Joshua. Get in up on Wilder. Use your 20, 25, 30-pound weight advantage. Push the guy back. Shoot uppercuts on the inside. Hit the body. There's no power coming from uppercuts. There's no power coming inside. The power only comes when you stand on the outside and you're in Wilder's range for that right hand.
He needs room, bro. He needs room because he's not technically good enough to get power with the short uppercuts to the body or the short uppercuts, the short left hooks. He can't do that. Look how long his arms are. He needs room to pull them back. That's why he telegraphs his shots, because he needs that room. And no one's seen this yet. They want to stand at range so he can. I mean, look, he threw one clean punch last night, and look what happened. The fuck, do you know what I mean? So that's what happens with Wilder, man. But there's ways to beat this guy. Trust me.
All right,
See, Derek Chisora. Sorry, one second.
Yeah.
Derek Chisora. They keep saying I knew he was a bum. He's British level, but Derek Chisora would give Deontay Wilder nightmares. Just the way he fights, the style, and he can hold a shot as well. Chisora is quite tough, and the work rate and that, like he'd give Wilder kittens. I'm not saying he'd win the fight, but that'd be a real tough fight. He'd have done a better job than Luis Ortiz last night.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Instead of watching Wilder fight Ortiz again, we should have seen him fight like a guy like Chisora. Somebody new. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, I can't believe we're even. I mean, I can't believe this was a pay-per-view. All right, 470. Thank you for the phone call. All right, call back again next time. Take care. All right, so 470. Great call, man. Great call. All right, let's get Recognize in here and also on Rival Boxing Talking News, guys. Welcome to the show.
What's up?
What up? What up?
What's up, boys?
Mark is there also. All right, let's start with Recognize. Well, we talked about this fight yesterday, but let's talk about it again.
Yeah.
Recognize. These people that are going apeshit, like they didn't know this was going to happen, what do you want to tell these guys?
I mean, it's expected. I mean, look, if you're a Wilder fan and this is what you've been used to watching throughout his whole career, him fighting subpar competition, him getting outboxed for most of the fight, then landing, one deadly punch and he wins by knockout. I guess you're satisfied. Like, look, I don't expect from anything from Wilder. This sums up Wilder. He's patient. He knows how to stand his distance. He knows how to he has an understanding of the range he needs. And then he's got a hell of a right hand. That's basically Wilder. That's him in a nutshell. Anything else, he's really not good at, right? His footwork is not good. His jab or hooking from the jab, anything that's from the front foot, he's not that great at.
Guys, what is Mark Breland doing in that camp? This is a guy who's technically very good, Olympic gold medalist. Surely this guy he's at least tried to teach Deontay Wilder how to throw a left.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. But I think that with Wilder, and it's funny because, Wilder has shown the ability to box. He knows that. I mean, the guy competed in the Olympics. So you got to know how to box somewhat. Why he chooses to fight this way is because I believe he's in love with the killer right hand, which in his case, it's working for him. It's been working for him. I mean, look, Ortiz looked like a fucking old man that should have not get. He looked so bad when he got hit. The way he reacted his age, 50. If you go back and you look at his reaction on the floor, the way he fell down, that's how 50-plus-year-old men get knocked out when they fight guys anywhere from 28 to 35. That's exactly how they get knocked out. So I don't really take nothing from that. I mean, look, it's like I told you yesterday, Stu. He's Nico, right? He's patient. He needs a little bit of distance, and he's going to one-punch you, and that's it. It's over.
Oh, yeah. And
Wilder Steven Seagal, Nico. For those people that don't know, tell him the movie.
He's in Mark for Death, the Rasta in that. What's his name? Screwface. Wilder's Screwface, isn't he?
And he would knock you out with one punch. He has the ability of doing so. He might be one of the greatest one-punch knockout artists that I've seen in heavyweight. I'm not saying he's the greatest knockout artist, but he has the ability to. And now we've seen him against Tyson Fury. He couldn't do that to him, right? Tyson Fury gave him some fits. But what Tyson Fury we're going to have in there, look, that's the only guy that showed the ability to outbox him. He hasn't fought AJ. He hasn't fought Dillian White. He hasn't fought Chisora, like you brought up, which I agree with you, Stu. That's a great example. I would like to see him fight those kind of guys. We haven't seen him. So far, we've seen him fight sort of subpar, very poor competition. Guys like Ortiz, who's not fast enough to get away from those punches because he's a pretty old guy, and your reflexes is what goes first.
I think it was his foot speed that was his problem. He just couldn't get close enough to Wilder in time. It was just taking too long to get there. And like I said, the guy, because he's out of his comfort zone, because Wilder, he bores you, so you start changing your game plan to try and go and chase the fight. Because you're hearing the crowd booing, you think you're not going to get a decision with Wilder fighting like this. So you go and chase the fight, and he walks you onto him because Ortiz can't fight in the front foot. You've only got to look how he cut off the angles. You've only got to look at his foot speed. It just doesn't suit.
This is an opinion, and I know people are going to get upset about this, but look, Luis Ortiz was fighting with a hairpiece. That's a hairpiece he had on. That's a big mistake. Because,
oh my God!
No, listen. I'm keeping it. That was a hairpiece. That was. Go look. Look, I'm not trying to be, a comedian here. He punched him, and the piece of the hair was detached from what its place. That was a hairpiece. How are you gonna fight with a hairpiece in a boxing fight?
Oh God, you got a fucking weave?
Yes, you had a weave on. You had a
whatever. Where did he find that fucking weave? We could have got a better one than that.
You know who pointed that out to me? My wife. My wife was like, "Listen,
It's
my
even
wife,
more legit."
My wife said, "Holy shit, he's wearing a hairpiece," and I'm like, "How the fuck do you know that?" She said, look at the strand on the side of his head. It came off.
I'm surprised he didn't have fucking soul glow on it.
And there was a point where he got hit in the head. He's checking to see if the hair's still there. Like he's like,
my God, no!
Like this fucking dude is wearing a hairpiece in a fucking fight. I want Wilder to fight guys that are rugged.
Oh man,
that's what I want to see him. I want to see him fight rugged, mean men who don't wear hair pieces in a fucking fight.
This is the biggest hair fiasco since the Paulie Malignaggi.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh my God. I gotta look into that deeper. Holy shit. And what you were saying, recognize too how he got hit and he reacted like a 50-year-old man. Jesus Christ, you're roasting him.
That's the one.
I mean, no, I just noticed that you don't when you
say one thing.
Your hair doesn't fall apart like that when you get your real hair. Doesn't fall apart like that.
Your hair don't get knocked out.
Yeah, I mean, your hair doesn't get knocked out of your fucking head.
BDA, jump in if you want.
Yeah.
Maybe Wilder hit him that hard, but
No,
BDA left.
Yeah, BDA left.
I think he was having some technical difficulties.
But let's be real. I mean, the wig doesn't really make a difference. It's not.
No, it doesn't make a difference. But my point is, like, I want him to fight a guy who has his priorities straight. Like, if you start wearing hair pieces to a fight, you're not really a fighter, bro. Come on.
This is why
you might be past it.
This is why I never liked Paulie Malignaggi as a fighter. I mean, he used to come in with cornrows and all sorts, and beads in his hair. He had these fucking ridiculous shorts on. I just thought, and the guy couldn't punch candy floss off a stick. So he's not the sort of fighter I like. I never have liked him. I like him as a commentator, but as a fighter, he's sucked.
Recognize it's starting to turn into. First of all, hello, fellas. How's everybody doing? You guys hear me okay? Yeah.
Yes, sir. I hear you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here. We're glad to be on. First of all, I don't know what's up with Recognize. He's turning into quite the conspiracy theorist lately. He jumped aboard the Kovalev Canelo thing. He went wild on the 9/11 episode that's over at Second Renaissance, and now all of a sudden we have Hairpiece Gate on our hands. Recognize. I don't know what you're smoking, man, but it must have been from. What did your wife? Was it edibles or was it the actual weed that you smoked?
Paranoid.
BDA, you don't sound too good, bro.
What do you mean?
I don't know. You sound a little under the weather or something.
BDA, how you doing, sir?
You didn't hear anything I said.
No,
all right,
shit, no.
all the attacks.
Yeah, all the attacks. Well, I viciously attacked Recognize. Now, let me just say a couple of things here because Bucho is I think you're being very harsh on Deontay Wilder. Yeah,
I'm just
dodging my question.
No, Bucho's being very harsh on Luis and Deontay Wilder. Yeah, Deontay Wilder was getting outboxed by Ortiz. We knew that was going to happen. Deontay Wilder's not the greatest boxer, but as I've said during the show many times, this guy, he combines his reflexes, unorthodox defense, and then of course that power very, very well. And in today's heavyweight division, it's a problem for most people. Now, Bucho, you gotta come clean here, because I don't know if you already said it, but you told me in private that you think Fury in a rematch knocks Wilder out.
Yep. Yeah, he does. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Unless he's not mentally all there in the head, I mean, he will knock him out. He just has to repeat what he did in the 12th round. He has to be more aggressive. Listen, Wilder eats all those feints. Oh, I was so fucking shocked because Ortiz, every time he did a little feint, you could see Wilder all jittery and shit. But he just didn't keep that going. I mean, listen, Fury will knock him out. Trust me, man. I'm putting money on that.
Do you remember what Gonzalo said? Because we're going to be posting a film analysis on Luis Joshua 2 this coming in a couple of days, and we were watching some clips from Deontay Wilder, and Gonzalo said something very interesting. He says, if somebody shoots a straight shot to Wilder's plexus while he's leaning back with his hands extended and his chin up, it's going to hurt, and that's what Ortiz was doing. And every time he hit Wilder on the stomach, Wilder would do the King Kong, pound his chest thing, because they were hurting him.
Yeah.
He got, and by the way, he got caught. He didn't get caught with a long right hand. He got caught in the middle distance. So Wilder is very dangerous, middle distance, long range as well. Close, no, but middle and long range, oof.
You got to hit Wilder with something he don't see. If he sees it, he can brace himself, and he's not going to get that badly damaged. Because he's so patient. Remember, he's a stalker. Basically, he's like fucking stalking you. He's a sniper. Like, dude, he's exactly a sniper. One punch, it's over. It's like a fucking little radar. All right, I got him. Boom, it's over. So. But going back to what Bucho was saying, I wouldn't put it. I don't think what Bucho's saying is too far fetched. Tyson Fury hit him at will. Okay, and I know people say, "What does that mean?" No, that means I 2-to-1 you. Every time you throw a punch, I hit you with 2. That means I can hit you at will. That doesn't mean that I could just throw my hands out and touch you, right? It means that when we're exchanging, I'm hitting you more than you're hitting me.
6'9".
We all know that Wilder can finish you with one punch, but I don't think it's that out of the realm that Tyson Fury can put more damage on Wilder, because he can hit him, and that's the key.
That's true. And also, forget about the knockout, but I do think Fury beats Wilder again. That's right, I said again, because a lot of these people are talking about how, Wilder, you can't get past that power. Well, Fury did. Christ. He got up twice. Second of all, like Bucho's, listen, this guy was getting outboxed by a 45-year-old fighter. And people can talk all they want about, he stopped Wilder, good for him. He stopped a 40-year-old fighter. If he wouldn't have stopped him, we would have been complaining all night here. But at least took him out.
But Stu's right. That's part of his game plan. Like, you're wasting your time. He's just gonna fucking you got outbox him for like 6 rounds. They don't mean shit.
Is it really a game plan?
Well, I mean, it's Wilder because he doesn't know how to box.
Well, it's not a game plan. That's not a game plan. That's not a game plan.
It's his way of, like you said, he's jittery and he reacts to feints. And he used to react and throw punches out of range and leave himself in dangerous positions, especially, and his footwork would be all over the place, his balance. So, terrible position to leave yourself in when you're throwing a shot. So he's tried to get that out of his game. So what he's done is he throws nothing now. He just freezes, and he'll only throw when he feels the need to. And like I said, how many punches did he throw in that fight? So that's his way of, like I said, instead of going jittery and throwing shots every time someone does a feint, he's just freezing, and then he's going to be the one leading first this time. I think his counter punching game's completely gone. And like I said, the left hook he was throwing was just swinging it out of reaction. He wasn't like planting his feet and getting his body behind them shots. He wasn't even bending his left arm. I mean, fucking, it's not a hook, is it? So it was just a strange performance. But when you don't put it on Wild and you keep him fresh and keep him strong, like I said, 36 minutes is a long time to avoid that shot, and most have failed to do it. Let's be real.
Bombs.
But you know what?
Okay, can we
go ahead?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll just say something else. When people talk about, I saw the title of this podcast is "Can Wilder get to 50-0?" Technically, he can't because he's right now. What's his record right now? For how many wins?
42 wins, no losses, 1 draw,
Exactly.
and 41 knockouts.
Well, there's the draw. He can't get to 50-0.
That's what I've been saying.
Yeah,
I've been saying the same thing you just said, that you guys are looking at it all wrong. He cannot. He can't go 49-0 without having 50 fights.
Exactly. But you know what? At the end of the day, that to me is meaningless. I don't care if he gets to 50-0, 56-0,
Yeah, I don't
100-0. I want him to beat the best. That's what matters most. Not whether he broke, fucking Marciano's record or like, you know what I mean? Beat the best. That's the most important thing to me.
Can he
So I
start
don't
by
know.
unifying? Can he fucking actually unify? All right, hold on. We have a phone call. 908, you're on the air. 908.
Yo, can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's going on? Yo, this is my first time calling in. I go by Stunner.
Stunner. All right. The floor is yours.
Welcome aboard, Stunner.
All right. Now, I see that you guys are saying that Ortiz isn't too good. You guys want Wilder to fight the best. So I want to challenge you guys on this. All right. First, you guys remember when Dylan White fought Dave Allen, right?
Barely.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, go on.
Well, first, can you guys offer any explanations as to why Ortiz was able to stop David Allen and Dylan White wasn't able to?
Shit happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boxing.
We'll leave
I
that
mean,
one alone.
may he had a bad night.
All right, second. You say that Deontay Wilder doesn't have a good resume. Okay, you guys remember those two bums, quote unquote, that Wilder fought, Gerald Washington and Johan Duhaupas?
We remember. Right? Yeah, we remember them all right.
We remember those two bums. Yep.
Yeah, shit houses.
Those two bums, those two absolute bums, right? They have a common opponent with Dylan White. Guy's name's Robert Helenius.
Yeah, but why Dylan?
What does that have to do?
Hilarious,
Now,
shitty Viking asshole.
Are you a Wilder fan? Let me ask you something.
Hilarious.
908.
Wait, just wait. Somehow, some
You a
way,
Wilder
these
fan?
two bums.
Let him
that
finish.
are on
Hang on
all
a
of
second.
their
Listen,
resumes,
let
what
him
has
finish.
Dylan White got to do with this stuff?
Washington,
What has Dylan White got to do with this?
Gerald Washington and Johan Duhaupas were able to win via KO versus Robert Helenius. Dylan White.
Stop the presses.
went
Stop the presses. Your whole argument is on the shoulders of fucking Robert Helenius.
Yeah,
If
come
that's
on,
the
man.
hill
Okay,
you
so
want to die
therefore
on,
Wilder-
then
No,
we
no,
might test, brother.
No, we're
because
building up. We're
Helenius.
building up.
Don't
We're
you
building
do
up.
it,
Don't worry.
back
We're
Wait, one
building
at a
up.
time.
Don't you
One
do it
at a
already?
All right, number three.
All right.
All right,
One at a
number
time.
three. Number
But
three.
wait. So
Number
let me
three.
ask you something.
Dylan
Caller.
White's wait. Number three. Dylan White is Wilder's mandatory, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
No,
Okay.
he's not, because he'll never
Now-
get his chance. Because
Okay,
Wilder will keep putting his bums in front of him.
Let him finish.
Okay.
Let him finish his third point. Okay.
What's
So,
that?
Dylan White.
On paper, technically, Dylan White is Deontay Wilder's mandatory for the WBC belt, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes. Okay.
For like the
he
last
got
2
that
years. But go ahead.
mandatory to beat an Oscar Rivas, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
He was ordered by the WBC to fight Oscar Rivas, correct?
Correct.
He fought him already. Yeah.
So the WBC ordered White to fight Oscar Rivas, and he complied. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, a year prior, the WBC also ordered Dylan White for the same mandatory position that he now has, in 2 different occasions, ordered him to fight Luis Ortiz. None of those fights came into fruition. Now, let's go.
Who
deeper.
cares,
Uh,
man?
That
Oscar
doesn't prove
Rivas.
anything, man.
Oscar Rivas has a common opponent with Luis Ortiz. Brian Jennings.
Brian
Who
Jennings.
also
Wow,
I mean,
we're going all
why are
over-
we going back
Vladimir
and back
Klitschko.
and back?
Triangle
Let
theory.
me ask you something.
Luis
As a
Ortiz,
Wilder fan,
Oscar Rivas and
you're not
Vladimir
confident
Klitschko
he could
all
beat
fought
Dillian
Brian
White?
Jennings, right? And actually, Luis Ortiz fought Brian Jennings the fight
Can I
directly
interject
after
here?
Vladimir
Can,
Klitschko.
Can I
caller,
ask one question?
So
Can I ask
after
one question?
Vladimir Klitschko had a
caller.
12-round bore fest,
Okay, let
Luis
me ask you a
Ortiz stopped
question.
the Jennings
Caller, we get that
908.
point. Caller,
908.
Stunner,
and
we
then
get that
Oscar
point.
Rivas came, lost every
Yeah,
round.
Stunner, you
got
already
a lucky
said this, man. Okay,
Stunner.
look,
KO.
why are you as a Wilder fan against him fighting Dillian White? This is a fight he more likely can
I'm
win.
not against him fighting Dylan White. I haven't said anything to be against it. I'm just trying to build a case here. Now let's go. This is
build a case of nothing. You're not building
Now.
a case.
Now,
There's no case to
Oh,
answer. Get thrown out of court.
You build your case will be thrown out of court. You don't even, dude.
right.
Fight your
Right.
mandatory.
Can I
Step
interject
four,
here?
I need your
Can-
assistance.
can I interject here?
Fight your mandatory. Stop bitching out.
Recognize.
Bucha, can I interject?
Hey,
Bucha,
stop.
Go ahead,
Listen,
BDA.
step
Go
four.
ahead.
Step four.
First of all, caller, can you hear me?
Can you guys tell me
Caller,
what
can you hear me?
boxing attributes
Caller,
that
can you
Dylan
hear
White
me?
holds
Because I
over
know there's a
Luis
problem with the
Ortiz
phone call. Sometimes they
technically?
can't. Caller, can you hear me? Stunner, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, because usually the callers, for some reason, they can't hear me. I mean, I get your point. I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to build a case which is, respectable. But the point is, we got to look at people from the performances in the ring as well, which is something that you started off with, but then you went into the box rec math. This ain't basketball. We can't, or baseball. We can't look at the statistics and say, well, this guy hit a home run and this guy, three pointers, and so we got to look at it. Recognize my fellow panelists here. Recognize made a good point. You're a Wilder fan. You're confident that he can beat Dylan White, right? Because that's essentially the argument here: is the quality of Deontay Wilder. My contention is that Deontay Wilder, as flawed as he is, nevertheless has certain qualities that he can mix together that makes him a dangerous, not forget just dangerous, a highly dangerous fighter, and especially in this heavyweight division, he's dangerous against anybody. So my question to you is, just to get a read on the whole situation, who do you favor him over, and who do you not favor him over?
I mean, as far as the current landscape of the entire heavyweight division,
Yeah, there's not a lot. Come on. AJ, Fury.
I mean,
Ruiz.
look, you have to really, because I'm gonna give you guys some real perspective. All these guys you're naming, Dylan White, Derek Chisora, you guys are naming a bunch of 6'3", 6'4" guys with guts. These are the guys you guys are anointing to beat Wilder.
Yo,
Derek Chisora. Oh, wait, let me ask you, how many losses does Derek
We
Chisora
didn't
have?
listen. I didn't say that Derek Chisora would beat Wilder. I said that's the sort of style that you have to take Wilder to beat him, and that's true. Everyone, all you fucking boxing purists keep telling me, "Oh, you got to box Wilder." Yeah, like Luis Ortiz did. Luis Ortiz got knocked the fuck out twice. Boxing didn't.
I'm just saying. I mean, for all of these years, I've heard a lot of criticisms about Wilder not being this technically good fighter, and now you guys, after he just beat Luis Ortiz, are saying that Dylan White and Chisora, those are the styles that beat Wilder.
I tell you what,
You heard what you wanted to hear. That's
Wilder
not what
loves
we
to
said.
fight.
What
They give
boxing
Wilder a lot
attributes
to fight.
technically do you believe Dylan White and Chisora hold over Luis Ortiz? Do you believe
Yes,
that
I
they
do.
have better
Much better
jabs?
fight.
Like, go
Much
into
better
Got
fight.
a hell of a left hook, and he's not 50.
Yeah, let's be honest. He's old.
I mean,
man.
let's
He's
start
slow.
off there. Like,
He's slow.
yeah.
Come on.
So
Okay.
this guy's perspective is, as a Wilder fan,
Let me
because
ask you
he
something.
don't believe
If
that
Luis
they could
Ortiz
beat him,
fought Oscar
there's no
Rivas,
need
do you
to fight.
believe that Oscar
Like,
Rivas
that
would
is the
knock Luis
dumbest.
Ortiz down?
That's the dumbest.
All right,
Wait,
reckon-
can I make a point? Can I jump in and make a point?
Quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
What the caller's doing is he's taking people that Wilder has fought and then he's propping up bums to say that they're good. So you're gonna say, okay, you already did it with okay, he fought Duhaupas and Duhaupas knocked out Helenius. So you're big up in Helenius for no reason. Now what's the logic here? Oh, he knocked out Luis Ortiz, and guys, Luis Ortiz beat Christian Hammer, the mighty Christian Hammer.
That's confident.
The same Christian Hammer Alexander Povechkin fought, and you guys said had no criticisms for. Yes.
Yeah,
Because
years and years ago that happened, dude.
Alexander Povetkin deserves an easy fight night again. He's fought Joshua in the UK. He's fought Klitschko. He's fought the best.
He's a better
You know,
wrestler
Oh,
than
yeah.
Wilder.
You talk about the
This
Joshua
guy, yeah,
that
he's-
turned after
he's
failing
now
the drug test and
38.
beating David Price.
He deserves a
I
Christian
got a
Hammer.
question I got a question for Stunner.
You're
Stunner,
talking
how
about
long
the
have you been
Joshua
listening
fight
to the
that he
show?
earned
I'm
after
curious.
failing the drug test, sitting out a year, knocking out David
Stunner.
Price. That's
No.
the
How long
Joshua
have you
fight
been
I'm
listening
talking
to the
about.
show? How long have you been listening to the show, if I may ask?
What was that?
How long have you been listening to the show?
I've checked out a few. I've never checked out a live stream, but I've checked out just your post. You know,
Okay,
like the
but
videos and stuff.
which post?
You post videos on different topics. So I'll listen to like a video and stuff.
Sorry, I didn't hear the answer. Which post did you hear or read?
Just, I mean, I don't know any specifically. I listen to a lot of boxing
Okay,
channels,
well,
but
okay. It sounds to me like you haven't.
videos.
You can't really get. You said you guys said this, you guys said that, but you haven't really watched any of our episodes, nor the posts, which you can't pinpoint them. So let's just start on common ground here. We all agree that this heavyweight division right now, everybody has a shot. Well, not everybody, but some of these top 3, top 5 guys have a shot at being the best. Deontay Wilder has concussive power. I mean, this type of power is really something special. And I do think, like I said, when you mix in his other unorthodox tactics, he can really make something happen. The problem here is, in my estimation, is that he was getting outboxed by a 45-year-old Luis Ortiz. He did already get outboxed by Tyson Fury. Now, Tyson Fury did get dropped, and when he got dropped in the 12th round, I did not expect him to get up. So it's highly possible that he gets caught again, and this time he doesn't get up. But he does get up again,
The same
and
Dylan White
Wilder doesn't
that is
score that many
hesitant to
knockdowns.
fight
How
this
does
old
Wilder
man.
win this fight?
I'm supposed to believe this is the guy that's gonna beat Wilder. He doesn't. He's in no hurry, no rush to fight the old man. But I like his chances against Wilder. Yeah, because that adds up logically, right? I won't fight Ortiz. I'm
The only thing that adds up logically to him is people that he
Ortiz,
thinks can
that's my
win.
mandatory.
Ortiz
But
is shit,
this is
man.
the guy
You see
that'll
that
beat
Kaufman?
Wilder.
Ortiz
A
is
guy that's
garbage.
handpicking
No,
his mandatories.
Well, Joshua wanted to fight him, and Ortiz didn't. So
Yeah, Ortiz
let's
was
5
ready.
million. He
Ortiz
offered him
didn't wanna
$5
fight
million.
Joshua.
I mean, that's
Ortiz didn't want to fight
Let me just
Joshua.
put this out there about
Ortiz
Joshua.
didn't
I
want to
myself
fight
am
Joshua.
Nigerian, right? So you would think that
Ortiz
I would
was
be
still
a
on his
Joshua
cycle.
fan, right?
wait a minute, caller. Did you call me Did you send me an email the other day, telling me that if I sent you 10,000, I would get 6 million back? Was that you?
No, I'm not a Nigerian scammer. I'm actually an IT person. But
Well, there. That doesn't fill me with much confidence, man. You might have been the one that sent the email. But anyway, go ahead.
again, I was just throwing this out there as far as, I mean, if we're gonna address Joshua, I mean, I was just gonna leave that to the side. But I mean, if we're gonna talk Joshua, I mean, me myself, I'm Nigerian, so I mean, I should be the one that's defending Joshua. I'm not about to do that.
Okay, but what about Ortiz?
What
about Ortiz?
not to defend. You know, how do you do performance
Listen,
against Andy Ruiz?
I'm gonna give you some real talk right now, right?
All right, let's get.
This is
We're
some real talk.
reality.
We're in the year
Because he wasn't
2019,
being
right?
real before.
I'm supposed to believe that this 6'6"
supposed to
Nigerian
believe.
dude who is talking through a white dude, a white UK dude, yeah.
This dude is garbage, man.
Oh, come on. It took.
This dude is garbage, man. I've been listening. I've been patient. This dude is garbage. He's just making excuses of who Wilder shouldn't fight.
I'm not gonna.
Only
Let
way
you,
we can
Look,
It's cool.
I'm not gonna let you disrespect our callers like that.
I'm
Even if
sorry,
he's a
man.
Nigerian
You're
scammer.
garbage.
Even if he's a Nigerian scammer.
look.
I'm not. Even if he's a Nigerian scammer, I'm not gonna let you talk to him that way. All right?
Now go ahead, Stoner.
Look, as far as the dude in the chat, Lion Bar, who said what province I'm from, Edo. But that aside, like I'm saying, this dude Joshua, man, like, look, put like this. Like, let me say this: you guys, a lot of y'all from the UK, right? Did y'all see the other day one of y'all UK fighters, right? I think Tom Little or something like that. I think it was.
All
I think
UK
he said
clubs.
I think he said he sparred Dylan White and AJ in the last 2-3 weeks, right? And he said based off that sparring, Dylan White would beat the shit out of AJ right now.
Okay. Well, I don't know who that guy is. I don't. It doesn't.
I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. Like I said, my confidence in AJ at the moment is really low. I need to see what he does there with Ruiz because I don't think he's lost his talent. Just mentally, he seems a bit
Hey, Stoner.
shot to me.
Yeah, that's possible. Stoner, one last question. Do you think that in that Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder that there was a long count?
Do I think that there was a long count?
Yes.
I mean, do I think the count was long?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
But do I think that Jack Reese should have allowed Tyson Fury to walk to the left and to the right? No, because I haven't seen any other fighter be allowed to do that. So, I mean, if you want to say that's kind of long, I mean, sure.
Well,
but
I think the ref was
he
was ready to stop it. If Fury would have stumbled a little bit, he would have stopped it.
He was looking for it.
But
He
was
was stopping
looking
it
for
from
it,
us.
man.
like that's never been done before. Even afterwards, like you would think that afterwards they'll try to let a few fighters do that to try to justify it. It's like no.
Don't you think Fury though proved that the ref got it right because he got back and put it on
right.
Wilder?
Thank you, Stu.
dominating the rest of the round. And the ref was proven right to let him go. Luis Ortiz would have got seriously hurt last night. The ref hadn't waved that off. I understand that. But when Fury got up, he wasn't wobbling anywhere. He looked a bit fucking glazy-eyed. He would be after taking a shot. But he was back on his game. I mean, when Wilder went after him, when it did get back on, when Wilder went after him, he was still game enough to avoid them shots and hold Wilder, and then put it on Wilder at the end, and nearly looked like he could stop Wilder. So the ref did a great job for me.
All right, Stunner, we don't have to move on, but great call. Call back again next time, all right? Have a good day.
No doubt.
Take care. All right, that was Stunner, bringing some controversy. That's what we want.
You know, Gucho, something that I like about this show. So I like how recognized we'll call. That's why we got recognized here for, and Stu and guys like him. Like they'll call out the call. They'll lose patience with the caller and they just call them out straight out. But something that always worries me about a caller is when they call in and they already have points, but they're not salient points. They're just points designed to get you into a corner and to put you in their frame. Also, the other thing that worries me is when they say honestly before they answer a question. So, in other words, they weren't honest before. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's just a whole thing wrong. And he didn't even answer my Fury question. That's the other thing. I asked him about Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. How does Wilder beat him in a rematch?
Oh yeah,
well,
he'll call back again. I guess. I hope.
BDA, like you could hear, like the first point he did was like, what he say? Hey, do y'all remember when Dillian White fought David Allen? Yeah, and Luis Ortiz fought David Allen.
Yeah.
All right, next point. Like as if like that was prominent. He didn't even explain why. He's like, all right then.
It's like who beat who. They're trying they're trying to make Ortiz as they're trying to what's the word here?
They're gonna big up Luis Ortiz.
Big up, exactly.
By saying, "Oh, he knocked out David Allen," and then he starts going on about fucking Robert Hellenius.
But listen, he was bashing Chisora and praising Ortiz. But Chisora beat the shit out of Malik Scott. Look what Luis Ortiz couldn't land a glove on him all night.
There you go. There you go.
Guys,
use the logic against
before
him.
I go to the next phone call, just the predictions over here. You can see everybody was picking Wilder. Jackson, Wilder first round. Michael Stott, Wilder wins. Ortiz quits. So, listen, we understood what was going to happen. That's why we're not surprised. That's why we're not going to give Wilder all this credit. He already knocked Ortiz out a year ago when he was a year younger. Now he's even older. I mean, so anyways, we're going to move on. 585, you're on the air, 585. Go ahead, fucking Vinny. I'm joking, Vinny. We know we love you, but go ahead.
I'm not. I don't like you, Vinny.
How you guys doing? This is Vince. How you doing, Mr. BDA?
Pucho, but go ahead.
I'm sorry about that. You guys sound the same. I swear this is one guy. Yes. If you guys can see my prediction, I said it wouldn't go past 7 actually, and he ended it in 7. This guy is a special guy, guys. I mean, he has a chance to be the greatest heavyweight, maybe the greatest fighter of all time, due to his one-punch knockout. I just have one thing to say. The real question is he going to go 60-0?
Oh, really? Gotcha.
That's a good one.
Vinny's great, man.
I
can't even be mad at it. The way he presented it was so...
Hey, Vinny, I paid for the fight.
Yes, Mr. Recognized. Thank you very much. I hope Mr. Wilder does...
I found
I actually bought this pay-per-view twice, so I
found the credit card and I used it. That's how I paid for it. I found someone's credit card on the floor and I used it and I paid for the fight.
Vinny.
Oh, I'm glad, Mr. Recognized. I'm very happy that you bought it. You're my good list right now.
Hey, can I just ask you a question, bro? Can I just ask you a question? What was it? I mean, just forget about punching power for a minute. I know punching power won in the fight, but as we're looking at all-round boxing here, what is it you saw from Deontay Wilder last night that convinced you that this guy can, probably the greatest fighter of all time? Just tell me what you saw. That it's all right knocking Ortiz over. Wilder's dangerous, but Luis Ortiz is too old to get out of the way. What's he going to do when there's a young, fit guy, strong in the pocket, that's smothering him? And he's not fighting them sort of guys. So what have you seen from Wilder to think that he's the best? That's the question.
Sure, Stu. Yes. to be honest, I mean, when Ortiz hit him with a body shot, and then Wilder did like the King Kong impersonation, I mean, that was some scary stuff, And I knew right there that Wilder couldn't be hurt. This guy is the strongest heavyweight I think of all time, and just that one punch knockout power. I mean, he hit him with a right hand, and he literally, he fell. It looked like he fell asleep. That's usually how I sleep, with my legs spread out like that. It was just so weird, and I'm just surprised.
Yeah, I
Mr.
bet you do
Ortiz
sleep
got
that
up
way.
in the
That's
count of
fucking
10.
weird.
Vinny, this is BDA, man. How you doing? Listen, I see you
How
finally
you doing,
got.
Mr. VDA? I'm doing great, thank you.
Well, good to hear that. Good to hear. Listen, I see you finally got a good prediction. I think you're showing potential, but I gotta tell you something. If you could get to where you want to be faster, if you use my services, I'm just here to tell you that the offer is still open. I'm still willing to take you under my wing, and we can do great things, you and I. Great things.
Yeah, he needs you
I
to sign on the
appreciate that,
line.
Mr. VDA. I actually think Mr. Recognize will be a better candidate since he's been kind of inaccurate as of late.
Oh,
You sign on the line that says annoying fuck when you dealing with BDA, okay? They'll sign on the line where it says ripping off annoying fuck. That'll be you. And then you're in business. You annoying
Vinny,
fuck.
people say ignore
Yes,
recognize. He just got too high testosterone. Recognize, Vinny. Some people say that you're actually Mr. Reverse Lee. What do you say to those accusations?
Who is that? A Chinese guy? I have no idea who that is. You said Bruce Lee or Reverse Lee?
all right, Vinny. Thanks for the phone call, man.
Yeah.
Call back again next
Sounds
week.
like a Chinese rapper, Reverse Lee. Like,
I have one more thing to say, Mr.
Go ahead.
Pucho. Yes, Mr. Recognize, we will find out the numbers, and you're gonna have to talk with me. We're gonna have a little chat at the next podcast. Thank you.
All right, take care, Vinny.
You guys
All
have a
right,
great night.
like we always end every conversation. I want you to go somewhere, not here, and fuck yourself. Okay, that's the
Come on.
tie and
All
every
right.
business
This is a family show, man.
conversation.
God damn it. This is a goddamn family show. All
Sorry.
right.
Vinny
Fuck.
knows I say that just joking around. I love it.
GB Boxer says Vinny sounds like he's from Chinatown Ghetto. From a Chinatown Ghetto. I don't know what that is, but we also don't accept racism here in the chat.
Bucho, can I ask something?
Yeah.
And well, I mean, this is a question to everybody. You guys were doing a show about the heavyweight division a couple of days ago. Isn't this division fun though? Say what you want about Wilder's. Everybody's got flaws, okay, and there's no one dominant guy. But come on, this is a fun heavyweight division, right?
It is a fun heavyweight. Look, I'm not gonna. Wilder. Look at Wilder. He might be the best guy. Look how limited skill-wise he is. But when it comes to power, it's like it fucking erases everything he does, right? When it comes to the power department. Then you got AJ. AJ has a very good resume, but it's looking suspect by getting knocked out by Ruiz and getting chinned a couple of times before that. Then you got Fury. Fury, who might be the best. I mean, all these three guys might be the best. And then you got Andy Ruiz. I don't think it's going to work out for Ruiz for many reasons, but he still beat AJ, and he might be stylistically a nightmare for AJ, who could be, one of the top heavyweights, the top three heavyweights. So it's fun. Then you got Usyk. Then you throw Usyk into the mix.
Usyk, Parker as well. If Parker can find a heart from somewhere, he's a handful for anyone. He beat Ruiz.
Totally agree.
He beat Ruiz. I think he could have beat Anthony Joshua on that night if he just had a will to win. He just froze on the night. He was happy just to take his paycheck and survive the fight. That's like it seemed very Mikey Garcia against Errol Spence like. And it just, I just wasn't impressed that night by him. I mean,
And it's pretty sad to hear this Wilder fan, the guy that called him before from 908, right, somewhere out in Jersey. So this dude is a Wilder fan, But he's trying to make excuses why he shouldn't fight some of the guys that we want him to fight. He wants to bring up, well, this guy just beat this guy,
Did he
and
say
because he
that
beat
though?
that guy. It's like, dude, you're a Wilder fan. Have him fight the people that are around in his era. That's how he proves he's the best fighter out of all of them.
To defend that caller, I mean, I don't think he's necessarily said that Wilder shouldn't fight certain guys. I think he called in to prop up Ortiz's record or make him be something he's not, like some great challenger. That's what he was trying to do, right, from the beginning. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's what he was trying to do, but I wasn't convinced.
Say that again?
Yeah, I think he was just trying to make Ortiz, like, make him a great, put him on a pedestal.
Okay, look, fine. If he thinks Ortiz is he's on a pedestal, he's, a great person on his list. Okay, that's still one guy. That's still one person, right? I'm not going to argue that. Fight guys. If you cannot fight, look, he's going to fight Fury. I don't think it's going to happen in February, but as of right now, we think that he's going to fight Fury next. That's all we asking him for. Is fight guys that have a chance to beat you. Look, Ortiz already had his moment. His moment to beat Wilder was the first fight. There's a reason why he knocked him out with one punch, because he's gotten worse, and then Wilder's getting better. I really believe that Wilder's getting better, and not skill-wise, but in terms of like understanding what he wants to do, right? He wants to control a certain amount of distance, right? Dart in and out. He wants to be patient and use that overhand right to knock you out. That's basically who Wilder is, and he's gotten really confident in that, and so therefore it makes him better. Okay, we know this about Wilder, but we know that he was going to beat a guy like Ortiz. Ortiz last couple of fights after getting knocked out the first time versus Wilder wasn't good performances. It showed a man that's aging. Okay, and so all it took was people say, well, he was getting outboxed for 6 rounds, and then he knocked him on the 7th. I see it totally different. I'm not saying he didn't lose those rounds. I just saw him as taking his time. Okay, now it's time. Now I feel it's time to let go of the bomb. Boom, hits him. The fight's over. Because Ortiz has nothing. He has nothing to bring. What he brought was in the first fight. That was his best chance. He couldn't win. Now can we move on? He's going to fight Fury. Okay, if he fights Fury, that's good. But if something happens in between, what's wrong with him fighting Dillian White? What's wrong with him fighting Chisora? What's wrong with him fighting these guys? It's like, let's make these fights happen. No, the caller wants to tell you that Robert Helenius and Duhaupas fought. They both beat Helenius and Duhaupas and Dillian White. It's all confusing. It's like, yo, shut up. Just have them fight. That's it. Dillian White has been calling him. He's been calling out Wilder, saying Wilder's afraid of him. Shut him up. This is what boxing is all about. Shut him up. He goes in there. He beats Dillian White. He looks. It just adds to his resume. Oh, but no, let's not focus on those fights. Let's have him fight bums and then the big fights eventually. It's like, no, man. How about fight top contenders and then fight the stars in your weight class? What's wrong with that?
Yeah, exactly. And just to simplify everything, we can also say, like, who was
True, man.
Wilder's
I'm still blown away at the Robert Helenius.
Oh,
I joke
I'm
about him a lot because he's like a fucking Viking, and I think it's funny. But he was legitimately like the crux of his argument was like, whoa, fucking Wilder fought these guys who beat Helenius. I can't get over that, man. That blew me away. But Stunner, we love you, man. Come back. We open to everybody.
Yeah,
Anybody?
it's just a conversation. Wilder's best opponent, who is it? It's not Ortiz. It's Tyson Fury, right?
Okay, Tyson Fury would be his best opponent, so he got a draw. Yeah. Okay, most people thought he lost, right? But we go with the official calling on that fight. It's a draw, so he's got work to do, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he still has work to do in terms of building a dominant resume, because he does have a dominant punch in a dominant knockout ratio, but his resume is suspect, and it kills me. Like, what's wrong with calling that out? No. Duhaupas is a great opponent. Duhaupas is a great opponent. Like, are you serious? Come on, man. Because he beat Robert Helenius, and Helenius back in the days gave Dillian White some problems. It's like,
Yeah, and he also he said Gerald White beat Helenius. That was like a few months ago
yeah,
when he was old as fuck.
David Chisora was robbed by Helenius when Helenius was at his prime. He beat the shit out of Helenius that day.
dude,
Got
Adam
robbed.
Panaki looks like he gave Gerald Washington brain damage. Like, so what's your point?
Remember Spilka there? He got stopped by Chisora like in 2 rounds or something. Like,
Yeah.
What does that mean? I mean, probably nothing, but
A lot.
Spilka never had a chin though. He was he fought that dude Mike Malo and he was flopping around on the fucking mat. They had 2 matches against this Mike Malo character.
When Wilder knocked him out, it was a big. Anyways, guys, we're gonna take another phone call. 732. You're on the air. 732.
Hey, am I on?
Yep.
You
Hey, so I just want to know, because everyone keeps calling Ortiz the boogeyman of the division. Why is Ortiz the boogeyman of the division and not Wilder? Wilder's the one with 40 knockouts, 40 wins by knockout. How is it that all these people don't want to fight Ortiz, and yet you have all of those same people that should be fighting Ortiz calling out Wilder? I just don't understand how that makes any sense.
Who don't want to fight Ortiz though?
Who don't want to fight Ortiz?
Yeah, name me a fight that's ducking Ortiz.
No, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
No, he's
Anthony Joshua offered him $7 million.
People expect Wilder to fight,
exactly.
or why do these people expect these fighters to fight Ortiz and call him the boogeyman of the division when all those people are on record calling out Wilder? It's like they don't want to fight Ortiz because he doesn't have a belt. That's why I don't want to fight him.
Exactly.
There's no interest in fighting
Well,
him.
that's why they don't want to fight Ortiz,
and you're not
right?
going to get a belt.
Because
Yeah.
no, it's not about belts. What does he bring to the table?
Nothing.
Like I said,
nothing.
forget the belts. What else does he bring to the table?
Like
you
you
get
Brian
the
Jennings.
same amount
Great
of
name we have in
beating
his resume.
Ortiz. Any
You know,
boxer gets the same amount of
What's he-
beating
what-
Ortiz that Wilder
let's
gets.
be real.
Ortiz. You get nothing out of it.
He's famous. He's famous for getting knocked the fuck out by Deontay Wilder. That's what he's famous for.
Being
Yeah.
Cuban, I guess.
Exactly.
The
Pretty much.
guy that comes to England, remember, he signed with Eddie Hearn. I've seen this at Ortiz. The guy was terrible when he came over to England. He stunk the joint out against Dave Allen. Like I said before, couldn't land a glove on Malik Scott. This is Malik Scott we're talking about here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he couldn't land a glove on him. This guy, he got a good win against Brian Jennings, and the hype just blew up. And I've just not seen it. Like I said, Travis Kaufman. I mean, he couldn't get near Travis Kaufman. I know he won the fight, but it was just a horrible fight to watch. You know, was that a performance that you thought, yeah, he deserves a world title shot for that?
Yeah,
No, it wasn't. Just like the other performances.
Okay,
So
Christian Hammer.
go ahead, caller. Go ahead. He wants to say something else. Go ahead.
And another thing about this, right? Because everyone was saying that Spence is the boogeyman of the division, and even though Crawford's the one calling him out, so I don't understand how you could be a Spence fan and saying Spence is the boogeyman of the division. It's just like you're saying Ortiz is the boogeyman of the division, and yet you got other people calling out these people ready to fight them, right? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, I just don't understand the logic
That
behind
term
it.
boogeyman
It's like,
is thrown
so
around.
Ortiz is supposed to be the boogeyman of the division, even though he's never been a champion,
Mhm.
but Crawford's not the boogeyman of the division, even though he's already been undisputed in a different weight. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, this term boogeyman is thrown very casually all over the place. I don't even pay attention to it anymore because, like, you're right, it doesn't make sense.
That's all I got for you guys. Thanks for taking the call.
All right, thanks for the phone call. Yeah, listen, we're gonna get lost talking about who is the real boogeyman, who is being avoided. Let's just fight it. I mean, if your record is shit, garbage, that's it, man. I don't care if somebody called somebody out before and then they avoided him. I'm looking at the record. I'm looking at the skills. When it comes to Wilder, I saw when he finally faced somebody that's elite and young, not old like Ortiz. So I'm talking about Tyson Fury. I saw that fight and I saw him get outboxed. I saw Wilder drop Fury and Fury get back up, and not only get back up, but win the goddamn round. You know, so now to counter what I'm saying, you gotta start coming with conspiracies about the fucking ref and the long count. I mean, come on.
It's like when he fought Stavern. I mean, Stavern had no business in that ring. What did he do, Chuck? After we'd already losing to the guy, then disappeared for like a couple of years, came back, fought some fucking bum fight, and then he's back as number 1 mandatory. I mean, this is why I don't like the WBC. I mean, he came in the ring looking like Barry White that night, didn't he? That's what I was waiting for him to bust out in tune, not throw, not throw punches. It was.
I don't know why. You can't bring a Barry White and not have me sing.
Not like Barry White, but I don't want to see Barry White in a boxing ring. So yeah, it was a shambles. And Dominic Brazil, what did Dominic Brazil do to get a title shot at Deontay Wilder? What has Dominic Brazil done that's better than what Dillian White's done?
See, that
Didn't he beat this guy Negron? Carlos Negron, I think the dude's name was.
The fact that you can't even say his name tells its own.
I don't even know. Yeah.
And he had tits in that match, man.
Bitch tits. That's a heavyweight division for you guys now. Man with bitch tits. I mean, get out of here. Dominic Brazil.
Tyson Fury's no better. Look at the bums he's been fighting recently.
Yep.
So.
I knew a kid who looked like Otto Wallen, and he was a fucking pussy. He was a bitch, man.
Man. Well, so what do you guys think about the rematch? Are you guys excited? Fury Wilder.
Yeah, that one's interesting.
Yeah, the closer it gets, the more exciting it'll get. But you know, I want to see it signed on the dotted line before I start getting hyped for that fight.
Yeah, I think it's gonna happen, and they're gonna do it for sure. They already said February 22nd, so stay tuned.
But they've milked the fans enough now. I mean, Tyson Fury pay-per-view. Them fights are pay-per-view in the UK. 4:00 in the morning against some bin man. Joke. He needs to fight Wilder next.
Yeah, it's happening. It's happening. Why is Bucho voice so low again? Fucking Christ! Hold on. Oh, yeah, I'm back. Sorry. Fucking thing. It lowers the volume by itself.
Down in the basement, isn't you? You're in the Joseph Fritzl basement.
Yeah. All right. What else are people saying in the chat? JFL Head says AJ technically 5-0, no belts. Okay. Somebody asked who did Wilder beat. Well, fuck, you're right. He didn't beat Fury, so his biggest win is Luis Ortiz. See, this is why Wilder fans need to create this narrative where Ortiz is his great heavyweight challenger, because that's his only big win.
I think the worst thing that happened to Deontay Wilder was not fighting Povetkin in Russia. Because if he'd have gone to Russia, not Povetkin out, he'd have come back as a fucking superstar. It's just that Rocky style. It's that Rocky story. Yeah, it's that Rocky story where he goes over. The Americans and the Russians are always at each other. It's, if he'd have done that, right, he'd have come back as a fucking. You just knew he wasn't going to take that fight. When Povetkin's team won the purse bid, you just knew Wilder was not going to go to Russia. You knew that, and all of a sudden this drug accusations are out, and then all of a sudden he's fouling test. Then it goes to court, and it proves that he didn't foul a test, and he was legal to fight. So it was all a mess. But I think Wilder wanted out of that. I'm not saying he's scared of Povetkin.
Americans don't really travel, and when they do travel and win, they become superstars. Or not superstars, but they get a lot of credit, right? I still remember Timothy Bradley going and beating Junior Witter, I think.
He came to the UK and beat Junior Witter, didn't he?
Yeah, and then Spence, we all remember that, against Kell Brook. I don't know, there's somebody else, I think. Terence Crawford
beat Ricky Burns, didn't he? He came and beat up Burns.
And if he would have been Ricky Burns in the US, it would have been a good win.
Well, you had Tank Davis coming over here as well. He fought Liam Walsh, I think it was. Was it Liam Walsh or someone like that? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we've had all the talent. We've had Lomachenko over here, Golovkin. It's good for experience to come to the UK, because obviously the atmosphere is quite partisan, and it's good for experience. That's why Eddie Hearn's bringing all the young American fighters that he's got. He's bringing them all over to the UK. I mean, he lets them stay for a couple of weeks to get used to, send them to a couple of cards, get used to the environment. It's good for you, because to be a world champion, there's going to be a time when you have to leave home and fight somewhere else. You can't just fucking stay at home all your life. I mean, look how Joshua, as soon as he left his home comforts, look what happened. He fell to pieces. So it's the true champions. That's why Lennox Lewis, for me, #1 heavyweight of all time. I know I get stick for that, but this guy fought on the road everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere that guy fought, but most of his biggest challenges was in America, a place that fucking didn't like him at all. So yeah, that's why he gets my respect. And I think the world champion's got to do that. That's why I give Fury his credit. He's going to America to making fights. You know, Wilder's been to the UK once. That's it. Wilder's been over. He fought Audley Harrison.
Oh God,
You
I
know,
remember that. Oh fuck, it's true. Like,
came to the UK and knocked out Audley Harrison in a
nobody
round.
gives a
Who
shit.
hasn't knocked out Audley
Nobody gives a
Harrison?
shit. Yeah.
Broadly Harrison.
Olympic gold
Big girl.
medalist. Olympic gold medalist.
Guys, I'm gonna jump off.
All right, man.
Nice talking to both you and everybody else. Stu, rock on, brother. Yeah, we'll talk next time.
All right, take care, man. Thanks for joining us. I was gonna say something else, man. Jesus. Guys, the phone lines are open. Don't forget to like the video. Support BDA by liking this stream. Go ahead and hit the like button, please. We're talking about Wilder in the UK, fighting the UK. I don't know, man. I'm still kind of like shocked at how some people are making a big deal out of this fight. I mean, if I go back to the predictions that we provided, we all gave Wilder. None of us gave Ortiz a chance. Only what? Same Brit, this guy has drug issues, I believe. I know you're there, Sam Brit. No, but seriously, go ahead.
Lewis Ortiz is 33, 34 years old.
Yeah.
And then I'd say he's got a really good chance. And, you know, we could have been talking about a different story here. But we're going on facts here. The guy is, I'd say he's 45 minimum. Just, you know,
Minimum.
don't believe that.
Exactly.
He's not 40 years old.
Fuck no,
He's
man.
definitely old.
Okay.
So, you know, these guys, when they're that age, even if they lose 13 pounds, it's still, the legs are still slow. You know, they're still not getting out of the way of shots like they used to. They're not reacting. Their punch resistance is lower than it used to be. So put all them things into account, and then you put Wilder, who's got this nuclear missile attached to his right arm. You know, it's not rocket science. You get the dots, don't you?
Stu, look, can I just say something? If Wilder has this nuke on his right hand, what is that? So what does Fury have on his chin?
It's a tough one, really, because, like I said.
Oh no, sorry. My question, I got the wrong question. No, hold on. Sorry. So if Wilder has that nuke, what does Tyson Fury have on his chin?
Well, like I said, it was a strange one with Fury because he was out cold and he just woke up. Maybe that's just fitness because he's a lot fitter than Ortiz. He's a lot younger guy for a start, you know. And Tyson Fury's not been hit clean very often. He's a sloppy defensive fighter, isn't he? And he can be very boring at times, but he don't get hit very often. So maybe that's one of the reasons. Just fresh. And if he was 40 years old and he got hit with that shot, he'd fucking still be asleep now. So. Maybe that's the fact that he's got a decent chin for you. I don't think Fury's got a granite chin.
Conditioning.
I think it was conditioning.
Could be. I don't know. I saw Ortiz's face all
Mate,
fucked up, man. Like,
you've got to be fit to get up from a shot like that and then press the fight afterwards. You've got to be very fit because your legs. If you're not fit, your legs would have gone. So he's fit. All right, he's a little bit out of shape. But he's still fit. He's a fit guy, man. I reckon when he's training, he's an animal. He's out running people and all sorts. He's a big guy, isn't he? He's a fit guy.
True, but he also must have a chin, right? Because I mean, if some people are saying Wilder is a fucking hit, more like the strongest puncher of all time, fucking A, come.
Just put it this way: a guy that hasn't got a chin is David Price. Could you imagine what would happen to David Price if he took that shot last night?
MDK, man. I mean, he would be, yeah, he'd die in the ring. I mean,
that'd have been a rest in peace one. That definitely would have.
I don't know. I'm just still shocked at all these people going crazy. By the way, guys, you can call in. The numbers on your screen. If you think we're crazy for not giving Wilder all the credit he deserves, we didn't even want this fight to begin with. Did you see something different in this fight? I saw what it was. Man, you guys should be concerned Wilder was losing rounds again. Embarrassing.
No, I don't. Wilder's sort of fighter. He's not looking for this fight to go to the scorecards. That's why he gives so many rounds away. I think he's realised that he's just got one weapon and he's gonna just keep using it. It's like spamming the button on a PlayStation. You just keep pressing the button to the fucking, that to it works sort of thing. And that's what he has to do, because there's no other tools in his arsenal really that they're going to work, because he throws everything else horrible. He doesn't have an uppercut for a start. The left hook, well, that's not a left hook, so he has to use that right hand. And to be honest with you, it's the one punch he has worked out. He does know how to throw, and he's got tremendous power behind it. So, and that's the thing. I mean, he's going in there thinking this is going to be, I'm going to knock this guy out. He's not going in there to win on points, and that's why he doesn't mind losing the first 5 or 6 rounds. It's a dangerous game to play, but he's come in there with one game plan, and that's it now.
I mean, listen, I don't know if he's he's doing it on purpose, like losing rounds on purpose. I don't know, man.
No, I'm not saying
you
he's doing it on purpose. I'm
Okay.
just saying, because, like I said, we've explained before, because he's quite a jittery fighter that reacts and stuff to feints and stuff, and he leaves himself wide open. He's probably he's got that out of his game a little bit, but what he's doing now is just freezing and just he's waiting to lead, waiting to throw the shot at the right time, and it don't matter if it waits 3 or 4 rounds to throw it, where before he'd be swinging these wild shots and get caught with shots. So I think he's trying to polish up defensively after the Fury saga. Do you know what I mean? I think he has done, but he's become more negative. And that's the problem, because he wasn't an active fighter as it was. I mean, this guy was throwing the Rigondeaux numbers. Actually, I'm going to be fair to Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux threw more punches. You know that fight when he threw I think he threw 6 punches a round.
7.
Wilder didn't. Yeah, I don't even think Wilder threw that. Honestly,
Yeah.
just went in, just pulled that right hand back, and just walked around the ring with it, and just waited to land it. And I still believe if he'd have started throwing shots earlier on, then the fight would have got stopped earlier. Luis Ortiz was looking good because nothing was coming back. That's why.
So yeah, exactly. So now you're a Wilder fan. You're not concerned about this? Because now he's gonna fight Tyson Fury.
I'm a Wilder fan. I'm telling you what I saw last night.
No. Say no. Let's say you're a Wilder fan. Like, would you be concerned?
Yeah, I would be concerned. Yeah, I would be.
Okay.
Because the thing is, Fury's he's at a level where you can exploit Wilder's weaknesses. You can outbox Wilder. We've seen it before at 60%. So he's a lot fitter now. But I just think that Fury plays a dangerous game. Fighting on the back foot, fighting at a range where if Wilder lands that right hand, for you all sorts of trouble. Like I said, you've got to take that right hand off him, fight inside, lean on him. Like he did in the 12th round. That's how he's got when he got up from the punch. He took it to Wilder, and that's how you got to beat him. You can't sit at range and prancing around the ring, pop shotting your way to a point when it's not going to happen. He's going to land that right eventually, and then we saw what happened last night when he does land.
Yeah, but I think Tyson Fury is a different story. Like, I believe that the reason why Wilder was able to land against Fury was because Fury was clowning around. You just take that away, he wins the fight. And if Fury actually is a little bit more aggressive, I think he can stop Deontay Wilder. Man, he's not that strong, man.
This is it.
Yeah.
It's just built in him to fight like that, though, isn't it? I can't see. Like I said, he might surprise us and fight like I said he should. And if he does, I favour him
Tell you
highly.
something, Stu. In the 12th round, you saw Fury, he became a little bit more aggressive, right? So he can actually do it. It's not out of the realm of possibility. And also against Otto Wallin, when he realized that he had a cut, and he was a legitimate cut, and the fight could be stopped at any moment, he stepped it up, and he was aggressive, and he was successful in doing so. So
yeah, I think that's the way it be. I just don't think it's a very good performance. I think he had to step it up. Of course he did, but then he was dragged into a fight with a tough guy that he shouldn't have been doing. It's just about using your brain. Wilder's not a brawler. Wilder's not going to rough you up. He's not going to come forward and stick his chin with a big solid chin and throw punches. He's not going to do that. He's looking to throw one shot and that's it. So you've got to be super careful, obviously, but you've got to take that shot away from him. And that's what Fury has to do. He just can't fight on the back foot, prancing around, flicking the jab out. It's not going to work.
No, he can't. No. At some point, he has to step in. Go ahead. By the way, Gonzalo, you can jump in. Welcome to the show. Recognize. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, like when it comes to the heavyweight division, I probably would pick. I would probably favor Wilder against everyone because of his right hand, except Tyson Fury, because I can't get it out of my mind how he outboxed him. I know he got dropped, and I thought it was a little bit of clowning around, but then you got to give Wilder some credit for landing those punches and sending it. And at least the last one, he kind of set that up. And so I give him credit for that. But look at the way Tyson Fury responded after getting knocked down, how easy it was for him to turn it back around. That's the sign of a guy who's a much better boxer than the other one, right? He gets up like, all right, this was a mistake. I'm going to show you now that it was a mistake. I'm going to fight with some urgency, and I'm going to land harder punches. I think if he could fight like that, man, if he could just keep that, he beats Wilder easier. Maybe even scores a late round stoppage, right? I can see that happening. But definitely, in my opinion, beats him on points because he already showed kind of like taking the fight easy in terms of not being that serious, that he can outbox Wilder.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be picking Fury on points. Sorry, Butcher. I'll be picking Fury on points. The only thing that worries me about Fury, he messes around too much. I just don't think you can do that with Wilder. I just don't think you can. He's going to be on the ball for 36 minutes, and this guy he loses concentration at times. He's too busy trying to look like a fucking idiot and flashing around the ring and posing. And you do that against Wilder, you could be sleeping any minute. So that's what worries me. I'm picking Fury though.
All right, perfect. Bomb in the chat. Bomb City is saying power is important, obviously, but people make it to be the most important thing. Non-punchers get plenty of stoppages from TKO or retirement. Fury and Usyk can't stop many heavyweights, especially if they gas. It's true though. I mean, it's like people only either you have power or not. Not necessarily. You can beat them up for a few rounds and then stop them late. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Wilder can do this. Come on, and Wilder, man, he already got knocked out and knocked down and got back up. So he knows he can get back up if he ever gets caught at some point. I don't know. Mentally, I think he's gonna be there.
Depends how clean he lands, sort of thing. But like I said, Fury. I just think with Fury being at 60% in that fight and still doing enough, you gotta favour him to be the winner in the second.
Stu, can Wilder land a harder puncher than the one he landed in that 12th round against Tyson Fury?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt, yeah.
He can land a harder shot than that.
Yeah, I think the one he hit Ortiz with was harder.
Okay.
I
don't know.
I'll have to go back. They look more or less the same.
You got to remember, right? You got to remember the hardest part of your head is your forehead, and Wilder hit him on the fucking forehead.
Man. I don't know. Maybe could
be.
I
know he's old. The forehead.
That's a good point. That's a good point. What Stu said. The hardest part of your body is your forehead, but just his reaction. His reaction was like an old man. Yeah, I know. I don't want to laugh and make fun of him, but he showed his age, man.
The heart attack. I mean, please.
Even when he got up, and he did the twisted lip thing, like I thought he was gonna start crying, bro. I was like, oh man.
Oh man.
That was a hard hit.
All right, we have Muscle Memory here. Muscle, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? Good evening.
Yeah, hold up. Can you speak just a little bit louder, please? Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm talking as loud as I could, so, I don't know. It's always my phone. When I go back and I re-listen to these, I know it's, low. I don't know why. So
all right, go ahead.
You guys can hear me.
You sound good.
All right, cool. Well, I pretty much agree with the panel. with what you guys are saying about, Wilder, like the resume, all of that. But one thing I'll come to the defense of Luis Ortiz for people saying nobody wanted this rematch. Well, why did we get this rematch? Sorry. Yeah. Honestly, I had no problem with the rematch because if you go revisit the first fight, look at the circumstances of that knockout in the first fight. It was built up through rabbit punches. Ortiz had him hurt. The only problem with the rematch is the fact that it happened 20 months too late, and that the guy's over 40 now. But other than that, I didn't really have a problem with the rematch. If we got a Kovalev and Pascal rematch, I think this should get a pass for a rematch.
Okay. Well, that's your opinion. We respect it. All right. So, what do you think about the rematch now? Tyson Fury against Wilder.
Is that official? Is that happening in February?
I think so. I mean, they mentioned this date, February 22nd. So, I guess it's like happening for sure.
All right, well, I guess like February. That's not too far away. It's not like in the summer or anything. So the sooner the better. Just get it out of the way, so you could get like a conclusive like decision with these two. I have no problem with it personally.
All right. Anything else?
And with all the
Dillian
White talk, like I know it's a bad look that he's not fighting him. He's not fighting Dillian White. It's a bad look, of course, but personally, I don't see the danger in Dillian White. I think Wilder catches him and knocks him out. I think it'll be something like similar to like Dorticos and Tabiti. He's gonna, once he creates distance, he'll land his right.
That's not our point, no, bro. That's not our point. Dillian White has done a lot more to deserve his shot than the other guys for a start. And Dillian White's a young guy. He's only got one defeat. He's got some good wins. It would have helped Wilder get more respect and help with his resume. Let's be real. He keeps fucking dragging up these old guys like Stavern and Ortiz. We don't want to see them. He's had 40 of these guys already.
I agree with you, Stu. He obviously deserves a shot. I'm just saying I don't see Dillian White winning. But, yeah, I agree. He deserves a shot, definitely.
The thing is, Wiley's a young guy in there, strong, hungry, and a tough guy as well. And he's got a left hook that if he lands on Deontay Wilder with that left hook, Wilder is in all sorts of trouble. So he has a chance. And he's not younger than Ortiz as well. So he's going to be quicker. He's going to have more in the tank. Even if he gets KO'd, most people think Dillian White will get KO'd. I do. But still, at least he deserved to be there. He earned his right to be there. And like I said, he's a good win on paper. And it would have helped the resume of Deontay Wilder.
Do you think Dillian White has a better shot at knocking off Wilder than Eleider Alvarez had against Stevenson?
That who had against Stevenson? Sorry, didn't hear that.
He has a what?
Repeat the question, please.
My question was because it's kind of like a similar situation with the WBC. Do you guys think Dillian White has a better shot at Wilder, at upsetting Wilder, than Eleider Alvarez had with Adonis Stevenson?
But, that's hard to say, but I would just say that's hard to say because Eleider Alvarez never fought Stevenson, and we would like to see Wilder versus Dillian White if he doesn't fight Fury or AJ or Ruiz. So I would just say no. He has a great shot of beating Wilder. He has a hell of a punch. His left hook is deadly. If he hits him, it could be lights out.
Yeah.
The left hook is deadly, and it's the lead hand. It's the closest hand to the opponent's chin. You don't have to pull it from way back. It's just right there. It's sneaky, and he could compete with Wilder because he'll get that punch in.
So that's the reason why I would like to see. It's not that we're saying as boxing fans that Wilder can't beat these guys. I would pick Wilder to knock Dillian White out. I'm going to say Wilder gets there first, but I don't know that. So, I think I don't know if he can survive.
The one thing with Dillian White, when he's hurt, he's very dangerous himself because he just starts throwing bombs. And if one of them bombs land on one, let's be real, Wilder technically he's not good himself. You know, the fact that Ortiz was doing the same stuff, he sort of worked it out quite early. But you're not going to know what Dillian White's going to do on the road because I don't think even he knows. You know, because he's quite limited himself when it comes to skills. But he's tough, he's young, he's strong. You know, it's got to be a better chance there for him than there was for Ortiz. I mean, no one fancied Ortiz. Look at the odds. You just got to look at the bookies.
Right. It makes it. First of all, he doesn't know what.
I was just saying earlier that he deserved a rematch. It just happened way too late.
Well, the thing with Ortiz, he punches hard. He's got heavy hands, but he's not fast. So you can see his punches coming. He's not explosive. Wilder can prepare to receive those like he did. You know, he need to face a challenger that's heavy-handed and has fast hands. You know,
Tyson Fury. Muscle memory. Thank you for the phone call. All right, take care. We're gonna move on now.
All right.
Yeah, Gonzalo. Wait, hold on. Let me change my mic. 1 second. All right. So yeah, listen. Ortiz. Yeah, exactly. He was too old. And the thing is, when you feint. Wilder gets all jittery. You have to follow it up with punches. You can't just feint and not do anything, or feint and then maybe throw a slow fucking ass punch. You feint and you throw. You feint and you throw, and Wilder doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, Ortiz got one gear, and he was getting a little too lackadaisical. With that being said, he was winning, but he got too comfortable to where Wilder. All he had to do is time him with the good right hand because he was there for the taking. This is Ortiz. He was winning, but he got too comfortable. And partly because he's old, and like Stu says, I agree with him. Wilder allows for his opponent to do this because he has no choice. He doesn't have the boxing skill to where, he's going to use his awkwardness to his advantage, where he's going to get away from the punches and make it seem like he's getting dominated to where in reality, he can't compete like outbox the other guy, but at the same time, he's conserving his energy because he can't time that right hand.
I think he's realised that he's not going to outbox these guys because if he hasn't learned now, he never will. So he has
you know what that is.
Simple things in boxing work, and he's got to do what he does best. And like I said, it's working right now.
Yeah, it's a combination of things. So you need the right opponent in front of you, and Ortiz was
Of course you do. And it's like I said, it's going to catch up on him soon. Don't get me wrong. I don't see him going on a long run where he's unbeaten. I see someone catching up to him soon. But it's just whether he's in there with the right guys that can do that. Luis Ortiz is very slow. Just an old man in there. His footwork was too slow to close the distance in time. He was doing all right in there, but of course you're going to look good when the other guy's throwing nothing back.
Wilder doesn't jog. He doesn't run. So I think, I'm kind of convinced that Wilder can box, chooses not to, does that whole stalking one punch, look for the one punch knockout. It's because his stamina can't hold up. So that's why he'll give up so many rounds the way he does. So he can be fresh for the later rounds, or just that in any round he can just knock you out. He's like conserving himself, and that's why we don't see him use basic boxing ability. A lot of it also, yes, he's poor at it, but listen, if he did that to Stavern, and I'm not saying Stavern's a great fighter, but he's a professional boxer, and the first time he can do that. He's just that he probably realized, oh shit, my stamina is kind of bad when I have to fight for like 36 minutes.
Yeah, it could be a combination of everything. The fact that he's a poor boxer, but he's long, that length will give him an advantage over some guys. And at the same time, you're conserving your energy, and then you got that one right hand that can make everything equal. So it's like a perfect storm for him, where he does have some gifts and some natural the size. He's just a long guy. The dimensions, yes.
Yeah. Guys, I just want to take a phone call and also thank Chris K for his contribution. Sorry, I missed his message. Oh yeah, he said Ortiz is a glitch in the No, sorry, Ortiz or Wilder? No, he said Wilder is a glitch in the Matrix. I guess when he throws the right hand, yeah, it can be like a glitch in the Matrix. All right, we're gonna take the
Not in
phone.
my Matrix. I can see it coming.
Not in Recognizes Matrix. That's another shit. 206, you're on the air. 206.
Yeah, this is the Funktopus.
The Funktopus.
You got me? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
The who?
Okay. I've been in the chat talking a bunch of shit.
Hey, we can't hear him.
Here's
You
the
can hear him.
No.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Since Lennox Lewis. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You tell me when.
Yeah, sorry, because they couldn't hear you. Go ahead again. What's your name again, so they know?
This is the Funktopus.
The Funktopus. All right, go ahead.
Is that good? You got me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Funktopus.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I've been talking a bunch of shit in the chat. Basically, my opinion comes down to this: there has not been a heavyweight champ with a really good record since Lewis. What we're talking about here is shitty records versus shitty records. So at this point, Wilder is knocking guys out. He's a lot of fun to watch, and he has the power. What else you want? I don't see anybody lining up to fight anybody in a hurry anywhere. They're all trying to make money. So I think just a lot of hyperboles going around, and I guess that's about all I got to say.
Okay, well, he's fighting Tyson Fury.
Ask me a specific question.
All right, well, okay,
I'll
here we go. So, what do you think is going to happen in the rematch, Wilder and Tyson Fury?
I don't know. Honestly, I could see it going either way. I mean, you know what? Fury should have won the fight. He did. Not by a lot. I mean, I think those two knockdowns and da-da-da, I don't think it was a wipeout. I think it was close enough to make it interesting. And I think that Fury potentially could, outbox him, stay away, and win a decision. I think Wilder could catch him and knock him the fuck out. And you know what? Somebody was talking about Fury could knock Wilder out. I think that's a small probability, but I can see that happening too. This is what makes it all fucking interesting.
Do you disagree when we call Deontay Wilder's skills very, when we say he's limited, basically? Do you feel...
I think you're right, but I think that he recognizes it. I think his team recognizes it, and I think they do pretty well with what they think they have.
Have you seen any improvements with Deontay Wilder?
I think so. I went to the theater last night. I was sitting next to a guy, and he was saying he's got no jab. And last night he didn't. But it seems like other times I've been watching him, he's developed a better one than when he ducked Klitschko. Whoever said that was, of course he did. I mean, he was a noob, and he's gonna duck the champ. That the referees let do whatever he wants, and I don't blame that, and I'll call it a duck. You know what? They should not have got him a title at that point. I'll grant that as well.
I agree with that. Once you become a champion, you can't say I'm too green to fight Klitschko or anybody.
Yeah. And if somebody could find my posts on the various boxing sites, you'd see me saying that same shit. Now, all that aside, at this point, I think he's pretty legit. I think all the 4 guys at the top are pretty legit, but I don't think there's any way to just go, the rest of them are bums, because all of their resumes are pretty shit.
All right.
Well, I would agree it's not as good as as people make it out to be, but I do believe AJ has a better resume.
Go on back, right? I mean, you start going back, and there's some guys that have that fought. Oh, I fought Tyson, I fought Holyfield, I fought a murderer's row. None of these guys have fought anything like that.
Yeah, and especially since everything is revolved around money, they're not gonna have it to where they get those fights back to back like that.
I'm arguing money. I'm not arguing money. I don't give a fuck who promotes who. I'm here to watch fights.
Yeah.
I don't care for the politics.
I agree.
And this guy said that. And you know what? I don't know anybody in the back room holding a cigar, making deals and persuading one guy or the other. I don't know the guy who says, you know what? I'm going to hold out. He's up. And then a week later goes, man, I fucked up. I should have taken it. I know nothing about any of that. Maybe some of you guys are like insiders. I don't know. I mean, could very well be. But from the cheap seats,
we are.
How am I to tell?
All right, great point. All right, thanks for the phone call, Funktopus. Call back again next time, all right?
Funktopus.
I was reading what I wrote. I was like, oh yeah. All right, man. Thanks for the phone call. Take care.
I know. You know what he's saying, right?
I
No.
would pick Wilder.
This is a family show, man. This is a family show, guys.
I would pick Wilder over Fury, Bucho. Sorry, recognize.
What? You're not picking Fury over Wilder or Wilder over Fury?
I'm picking Wilder.
All right, I'm gonna kick you out right now. I'm looking for the kick button. No, all right, that's fine. Listen, that's fine. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
State your case.
Because although this is gonna be a better version of Fury, I believe that Wilder will still kind of play out the same, where he'll get outboxed, but he'll choose to let the other guy tire it out. And if he's gonna lose, might as well lose by a little bit, might as well lose by a lot. If he's gonna get outboxed, because the guy in Wilder's and Fury's just a better boxer, it doesn't matter how you lose a round because he's gonna outbox you anyhow. So might as well let the other guy get tired out and just look for that one right hand. And that's a big target. Yeah, you can be on your tippy toes for 12 rounds, but you're gonna have a lull if you're what size is Fury? 280 pounds. He's a big guy. He's gonna have to be stationary at one point in time, and Wilder's gonna drop that right hand. He's gonna do it. He's got to do it before. He can't coast and decide to do it in the last second. Because look, if Wilder's getting outboxed, one thing that I do believe he has aggressiveness, and sometimes that's how you can tell that he chooses to lose the rounds because he have no option. But at the same time, he's not gonna do enough to compete because he'd rather conserve his gas tank. So he can turn it up and be more explosive and aggressive when the other guy if he takes him into deep waters, when the fight goes into like the 9th, 10th, and whatnot, yeah, he can try to look for that right hand against the big guy in Fury.
I say Fury makes adjustments and beats him like pretty convincing.
I say he stops clowning around and beats him.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, Gonzalo, but
I can see Wilder. I pick Wilder against everybody else, just except Fury. I can't do it right now.
Because the clowning around part is kind of a tactic to throw off Wilder. Because if Wilder's zeroing in and then he's moving and moving and moving for 12 rounds, he's got to do something like show him a different trick down his sleeve to kind of confuse the guy. And I think Fury was clowning at the same time because he was trying to show him a different look because he was getting nervous because he realized that Wilder was coming in to look for that right. He was stepping in. He was getting closer.
So he was getting nervous, so he completely dismissed his fucking defense.
He nearly got knocked out.
I mean,
at the same time, if you're on your toes and you're putting up a masterclass performance, you can do it on boxing alone. You don't have to do that clowning around thing. But at that moment, he wasn't the best version of himself in Fury. So he did all these like clowning around tactics as just kind of like a sign to give something else to offer to Wilder because he was maybe getting a little nervous and tired. I'm doing this.
I think the opposite happened. I think he got so overconfident because he was so easy to hit Wilder that he just clowned around even more.
Yeah, maybe so, but he fucked up then because he had it.
I absolutely agree with that. He fucked up, man. That's why he's not gonna fuck up this time. And hell, he might even stop Wilder. Look at that 12th round. Go ahead. Somebody wants to say something. By the way, Mark, you can jump in.
Hello.
What's up?
Yeah, man, I'm pissed about all of this crap. This narrative bull crap that people are spinning, saying that this dude's equal Muhammad Ali. How? What? Because you've equaled half of the first part of his career? Because you've got 10 defenses? Ali made 19 defenses, man. 19. Oh, so it's a consecutive record? Well, where's your undisputed reign? Ali made 10 consecutive undisputed defenses. Not one belt of a WBC. What?
The power.
What power? Who he be? Who's he knocked out? Luis Ortiz, a 47-year-old defect from Cuba?
The boogeyman.
He beat a 47-year-old defect man from Cuba who's literally on his last legs. And anybody who saw Luis Ortiz last night knows full well that the dude who did the Numa Numa video back in 2007, who was shaking around, moves faster than him on that 2-pixel camera. This guy's an absolute bum. It's a joke. Like, look, yeah, he's got power. He's decent. Like, the problem is he ain't fighting anybody to prove how good he is. He ain't the best of his era. All he is a dude who's beaten 7 crap guys. 7 crap guys. A draw with someone all right. Well, not all right. A draw with a pretty good fighter, and a dude who's in his 40s. That's his best win twice. I mean, come on now. Come the hell on now. And then you're going to compare him to Muhammad Ali. 10 undisputed defenses, then 9 undisputed defenses in a row. 22-3 in world title fights. Undisputed champion 2-time, 3-time lineal. Like, this guy was the Don. And you want to compare Wilder to him? Yo, you're disrespecting him. The dude is rolling and trembling in his grave at the exact same time. Like, it's absolute unbelievable. And then people want to go and call him the best of all time. People want to go and call him the best of all time. He ain't on that level. He ain't near it. He's nowhere near it, and it's garbage.
I think he's better than Mike Tyson.
No.
I think...
No, not Mike Tyson.
That's what people are saying now. It's out of control. Like Mark's saying, I mean, this is just ridiculous. And it's getting to a point where, like, we have to step in here. We gotta step in here. Who did Wilder fight? What's his record? Like, what's his best win? And then we go, Ortiz. And then we get people calling in saying that, who's Robert Helenius? Like, why do we have to go all the way there? Who beat Helenius? I mean, it's just...
Like, what has Robert Helenius got to do with people calling him the best fucking heavyweight of all time?
I don't know.
Right, so people are comparing him to Ali. Who's better, Luis Ortiz or George fucking Foreman?
Yeah. If Muhammad Ali can beat, what's the guy with the Ernie Shavers with Parkinson's? I think a prime Muhammad Ali easily beats Wilder.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, listen. I think people do the comparison thing all wrong. It's like, who historically, what have you done that I would say Wilder's better than Ali? Who can win? It's like you'll never get the answer to that. But historically, he can't touch Muhammad Ali.
Wilder, one thing he has, he got the power. He hits harder than Muhammad Ali with the right hand, obviously. But Muhammad Ali's a boxer, and he also has a granite chin. If he took punches from Foreman and Shavers and never really got knocked out, the only fight he lost was when he retired on his stool, when he was an old man with Parkinson's. I'm pretty sure he can take that right hand or get away from it.
No, I'm pretty sure he probably doesn't even get caught with that right hand without him whacking Wilder first, But what I'm saying is that, when you do these breakdowns, you do who have they beaten. Like, first of all, he's not even the man. Look, Ali was the man of his weight class several times. Deontay Wilder still hasn't established it one time.
Right.
So
let's just look at this. Look at this for a stop, right? Wilder, top 10 consensus opponents, champions, and Hall of Famers. 2, right? Are you ready now? Are you ready? Muhammad Ali wins against rated top 10 champions or Hall of Famers. 39. 39. Nearly as many fights as Wilder's had.
Why are we even having this conversation?
Because the PBC and the damn Ali narrative. Oh, he's equal to Muhammad Ali. Get the fuck. No, he ain't. No, he ain't. He ain't even halfway there. He ain't even halfway there in defenses. And then outside of the defenses, he ain't even halfway there in belts. He ain't even halfway there in belts.
Yeah. I think some people are getting too excited. I mean, this guy isn't even a unified champion. Not even a unified champion.
He's had 10 defenses of You can't even call him a champion because he's never been the ranked number 1 heavyweight in the world. That's a fact. He's never been ranked the number 1 heavyweight in the world.
Just tell me how Wilder won that title that he has.
He beat Bermain Stavern, who won the fight in a vacant title fight against Chris Arreola. The same guy who lost to babyface Kovnatsky.
He's not even a champion in my eyes. I think he's a contender. Or maybe the number 1 contender. He's not a champion.
There is
Wilder.
Wilder.
Why is he a champion?
Everybody's so impressed with Wilder punching a 50-year-old who's wearing a hairpiece fight night. And we wanted this. We want to throw shit on Dillian White because he had an opponent that lost to, or somebody, one of Wilder's ex-opponents did better against Helenius than White did. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, who cares? Guy worked his way up. He worked his way up. He wants his title shot. Give him the title shot.
I'll give Wilder some credit. He's got a lot of defenses, but it is what it is. Until he faces one of the best guys, I'm gonna really.
I just want him to. You know what? I just want him to fight his mandatories, and then go in there and fight for unified champion. Undisputed.
You're asking for too much here, recognize.
I can see that. I know. Because I'll get a Wilder fan. Well, are you trying to say that Dillian White, the guy who
that's how they talk, man,
fought Robert Helenius and Dual Pause, and I think dude, what does that have to do
like
with
Dr. Phil, man? But listen, I have a question though. Do you think Wilder fans were nervous yesterday night as the fight progressed?
I know I wasn't. If I was a Wilder fan, I would have been like, "Yeah, this is going exactly as planned. This dude's looking for the 1 point." Yeah. No, I mean he's losing them because he has no choice. He doesn't know how to box, and he's just being patient, waiting for the right opening, and nearly almost punched his wig off his head. So I mean, that's what he was looking for. That's what he was looking to do, and he got exactly what he was looking for. But we knew this, right? Didn't we say that more than likely it's not going to be, it's probably going to be worse than the first fight because what has Ortiz really done since losing?
Exactly. That's what I mean. I don't understand why people are making a big deal out of this. This already happened before. Like, why are you celebrating something that we already knew was going to happen?
Yeah. Look, did he outbox Wilder, outpunch him? Of course. He always does.
Man, fuck Wilder.
All right. Guys, we're going to end the show now. Keep it to 2 hours. We'll probably do a show tomorrow. But yeah, this is what happened. $75 for this garbage fight. And people going apeshit. I mean, it's just embarrassing. Embarrassing. Guys, thank you for joining us in the panel. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace, everyone.
Peace out. Take care. Shout out to people in the chat. But bye, guys. Don't forget to like the show, like and subscribe, all right? Support BDA Boxing. Martial Ministry, Muscle Memory in the chat. The Hand History Vault, JFL, Saint Brit, Rahua, the Funk Tepes. Oh, that's the guy. I've seen you before in the chat. Isotonic, Bomb City, Jonathan Morrison. Who else? Yeah, I always say St. Brit. Steven Schneider, of course. Lion Bar. LGE3. Sounds like a robot. Doc. Anyway, all of you guys, Virtuoso. Guys, thank you for joining us. Don't forget, we have a Discord page. So the link is in the description. Discord, it's an app you can put on your phone. You can use it on your browser, on your computer. And it's like a 24/7 live chat. So if you want to talk boxing at any moment, there's always people there. It's growing into a great community. All right, guys, take care. Bulldog Bar, we're laughing about wig confirmed. Yes, Luis Ortiz was wearing a wig. Guys, Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I'm gonna kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it, man.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
He just killed a fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing.
Lomito!
Got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA Boxing.